What Trump really destroyed, the dark truth behind USAID from Shoe0nHead.
Trump, along
Don't
with
forget
Elon
to like,
Musk,
comment,
have created a
subscribe,
new
and let's
government
go.
agency called Doge. And what I originally thought was just an older sibling giving a younger sibling an unplugged video game controller actually
Doge.
turned into a
Oh
real
my God.
thing. And their first order of business was dismantling USAID, an innocent government program that helped poor people all around the world. Or was it? Hello and welcome back to the Shoe0nHead channel. I am Shoe0nHead and I am not real.
Because
I am a
know
figment of
about
your
it.
imagination. You have been in a coma since 2012.
Oh my god, I'm becoming schizo. I'm imagining Shoe0nHead on my screen. Okay, this name is weird. It's weird
Wake
to
up.
call someone like that.
Wake up! Today we will be talking about the dark, seedy underbelly of USAID. This is a topic I've been interested in for a very long time now. And now that recently USAID has been in the news, I figured it is a perfect time to finally talk about it. All the
Don't
mainstream
tell me.
liberal coverage I've seen of this has basically been late-night talk show hosts crying fake tears about it being dismantled, and all the mainstream Republican coverage has just been about all the woke shit USAID was apparently funding. But I promise you, it is more than that. A lot more. If you're not a very political person and you only come here to consume the Reddit gender
Yeah,
war
I
slop,
have
you should still stick
a
around for
very
this
good
because
idea.
this gets juicy. And remember, even if you're not interested in politics,
Oh, I like trees. Well, let's keep
politics
going.
is interested in you. And trust me, I understand why some people aren't interested in politics. It's confusing, it's stressful, it's a lot to keep up with. I feel like 500 things happen every single day.
Yes. That's actually a very good phrase that I need to take notes. If you're not interested in politics, politics are interested in you. Yeah. I actually need to tell this to some people that I know. Very useful. I will take notes of this. I will. Thank you, Shu.
But thankfully, I have a tool to help with that. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this video is sponsored by USA. Just kidding. This video is sponsored by Ground News. Let's quickly give them a shout out and then we will jump back into this deep dive,
Oh my
shall we?
god.
Ground News is a
Don't joke
website and
with
an
us
app
like
that gives
that.
readers a fun and transparent way to read the news all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a
Oh,
quick
shoot,
visual
the
breakdown
judge.
of political bias that helps you understand the full story and makes sure you're getting both sides. One of my favorite features
Could you guys, any of you guys know, tell me if this app is that real? Is it that good? Do you guys use it? I don't know. I can see this being useful for some things more than just knowing having news exactly from the side you were. It have a lot of other practical uses that I can think of. But I want to know if any of my audience use that and if it's that good before I go to all the to work to press some buttons on my screen.
of Ground
to
News
download
has to be
it.
the
Oh my
blind
God.
spot feature. It shows you news stories that have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other side. For example, here is a story about how Elon Musk apparently pressured the Reddit CEO to moderate content on the site. Right away, we can see that the story has been covered by 12 sources. And out of these 12 sources, 75% lean left. And no right-wing sources have covered it. Ground News also makes it really easy to compare headlines to see how
What
political
the
bias
heck?
or ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, this right-wing headline,
Wait. I think I've seen this ADS in other video of hers, but I don't remember. Actually, it's not the first time I'm watching an ADS of Shu about this app, but I don't remember. I'm
about how
recalling now.
Trump
Oh
is
my god,
taking
my memory
executive
is so
action
terrible.
to make DC safe and beautiful, while this left-leaning headline frames the same story as Trump wants Washington, DC to be Berlin 1939. What? I've been using Ground News for 4 years now because it's great, I love it, and it really helps me see how both sides frame things so differently. Best of all, I am currently
Wow, 4
offering
years.
40%
Is
off
that
their
old?
Vantage plan, which is what I use to access all of their amazing features. This comes out to only $5 a month. That's like the price of a coffee. And it is so worth it. It is one of the first apps I check in the morning. It's great. So go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code on screen right here, or use the link in the video description down below.
No,
again, that is ground.news/shoe, or click the link down below. I think what they're doing is super important because it helps people approach the news in a more fair and balanced way, and I feel like we need that now more than ever. So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. Right? Now let's get back to this USAID deep dive, shall we?
It's skipped? Is the past of skip skipped? I don't know. Let me check here. 1 second. Oh my god, where I said skipped? It is skipped. The past of the verb is skip is skipped. Is skipped. Oh, okay, fine. I'm sorry. Yeah, let's go.
So Donald Trump and Elon Musk created the Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge. Get it? Like the Reddit meme from 2012? Epic bacon, my fellow memers. Honestly, who am I to talk about dead memes? My username is Shoe0nHead. So Doge's supposed goal seems to be cutting useless spending the government is making us pay taxes on. Now, I have very mixed feelings about taxes. From each, according—
Mixed feelings? Oh, my feelings regarding this are very negative. I mean, yeah, it's probably because I live in the country that probably is the one that pay most taxes in the entire world. Yeah, it's probably because of that. And also because I live in one of the countries that have the less return at all of all countries for the taxes that they pay. That we pay? Yes,
his ability.
It's also because of that.
To each according to his needs. Taxation is theft! The tree of liberty will be refreshed with the blood of tyrants! My opinion has always been, if we are going to pay taxes in this country, could they at least go to things that actually help people, like Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, child tax credits, firefighters, fixing our bridges and roads, castrating pedophiles, government-funded girlfriends, things like that. And yes, we should be auditing the government. I think that's a good thing. Frankly, I don't care who does it as long as they do it well. Good things are good, bad things are bad. I'm anti-bad things, pro-good things. Those are my politics. And hating libertarians. Just kidding, I love libertarians. I get along great with them. As long as we don't talk about child labor. Anyway, Doge got straight to work, firing government workers and basically hiring my Twitter mutuals. What was once a theater kid-occupied government is now a right-wing schizo poster-occupied government. No, I am not joking.
So this is a 19-year-old high school graduate who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls online, so that would be one way that we could refer to him. He is now working at Musk's behest inside Doge.
If you had told me 10 years ago that Donald Trump and Elon Musk would hire some Zoomer named Big Balls to help audit the government, I'd believe it. Like, yeah, that checks out. They have no relevant experience. Most of them aren't old enough to rent a car. They're not even old enough to rent a car. They're in their 20s. We sent 18-year-olds to go die in the wars you cheerlead on, you evil hag. Why are they so focused on the ages of these people when our government is basically a retirement home? But honestly, I don't blame Hillary Clinton. If I were her, I also wouldn't want 22-year-olds in the government. Months before dismantling the Department of Education, or apparently Sesame Street, Doge's first order of business was dismantling USAID.
Without providing any proof, Elon said USAID is a criminal organization.
Any proof?
Oh, yeah.
The future?
They're an international crime syndicate hell-bent on helping people.
Pretty f***ed up, huh? Taking money away from an aid program that helps poor people all around the world. Except USAID was not exactly that. In fact, it doesn't even f***ing stand for aid. It stands for United States Agency for International Development. It has f*** all to do with aid. But honestly, I don't blame you for thinking it does. After all, they do make the word aid a different color in the logo. Those sneaky bastards. Although it said USAID provides 42% of global aid, the truth is most of those funds are just spent paying US contractors and secretly conducting regime change all around the world. In fact, 80% of all USAID funding goes to just 75 organizations, while only 6% of that goes to aid. And by auditing USAID, Doge exposed the true, real puppet masters behind the secret cabal of evil masterminds funding the woke ideology spreading all around the globe. You. Yes, it was you, American taxpayer.
No, don't tell
Turns out
me.
the deep state was the friends we made along the way. And yes, it's true, we are spending billions of dollars in our tax money to fund things like teaching Sri Lankan journalists how to avoid binary gendered language, combating disinformation in Kazakhstan, promoting inclusion in Vietnam, millions to an Armenian LGBT group, millions to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem, millions for LGBT
that's
causes
awesome.
in
I
the
can't
Western
wait to pay
Balkans,
taxes
millions
now.
for LGBT activism in Uganda,
so
millions
happy.
for atheism in Nepal, millions for male circumcision around the world, and $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala.
Oh my god, I wanna pay taxes. I wanna pay taxes now. Oh my god, this is so amazing. I love that. Thank you, Shu. Thank you for informing me. I wanna pay my taxes now, even though I'm not American.
And many other things that were so ridiculous, I had to double check to make sure I wasn't being trolled. Taxpayer-funded sex changes in Guatemala? We don't even do that here! Now, you might be saying, Shu, this seems like some stupid anti-woke shit. And yeah, kind of. You got me. But I ask you, young naive liberal, why the f*** was John Bolton once the head of USAID? John Bolton, for those of you who are unaware, is an infamous neocon hack. He's literally criticized Trump for not being enough of a warmonger. Neocon hacks, for those same few of you who are unaware, are the people in our government responsible for meddling with other countries all around the world and getting us into wars for basically funsies. The people who suck the teat of Raytheon, Boeing, etc. The military-industrial complex's favorite Discord kittens. These guys come in shades of red and blue. So why was John Bolton, a red guy, in
Oh
charge
my
of
God.
the same program, USAID, that is sending American taxpayer money to foreign countries to have things like trans pride parades? The truth is, the USAID thing goes a lot deeper than what a lot of Republican commentators are saying. It wasn't just a bunch of libtards in government wasting our money on stupid woke things. No, there's way more than that. You see, it's current year and we can't just do old-fashioned imperialism anymore. The people don't like that. It's a new era, so we have to dress it up in glitter and rainbows. To put it bluntly, USAID is nothing but another form of taxpayer-funded regime change, wearing an innocent mask
rainbows!
of aid. Shut up, Shu! You dumb bimbo populist! You reactionary shitlord! You cry, tears running down your fat, retarded face. The United States is just giving foreign countries billions of dollars out of the kindness of their hearts! Oh yeah? I have a lovely bridge on sale down the road. Would you like to buy it? Listen, despite all its faults, I love America, and I love the American people. But if you believe the corrupt, greedy bureaucrats running the deep state of this country do anything out of the kindness of their hearts, you are a sweet, innocent angel.
Yes, a very pure-hearted person. A very lovely person with 0% of your heart's tainted at all. Even having like, what, 20 or 30
And you
years
need to
of
be
age.
protected at all
Super, we
costs.
know that's
I
love
especially
that I
side-eye
have.
any leftist who has the nerve to run defense for USA.
It's a sweet summer children. Yeah, it's our sweet summer children. So lovely, so pure. A piece of heaven itself. Themselves. I'm sorry. Yeah.
USAID,
I'm
especially
bad at
those who
grammar.
call themselves socialists or commies.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that USAID was basically originally created to destroy communist countries all around the world. Established in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy under the noble guise of aiding developing nations, USAID was, in many respects, an instrument during the Cold War to counter Soviet influence and keep the Third World from crafting its own socioeconomic model. A year after President John Kennedy created USAID in 1961, he told its directors that, as we do not want to send American troops to a great many areas where freedom may be under attack, we send you. It wasn't long before the CIA spotted an opportunity to extend its reach. In 1962, USAID launched its Office of Public Safety to send agents around the world under the guise of training police officers. But as it turned out, the trainers were busy teaching enhanced interrogation techniques, a euphemism for torture, The scandal broke out in 1966, and although the office was finally shut down in 1974, the dark practices persisted within military and intelligence circles. By 1980, USAID Administrator John Gilligan was candid enough to describe the agency as nothing more than a graduate school for the CIA. At one time, many aid field offices were infiltrated from top to bottom with CIA people.
Oh my God.
It was pretty well known in the agency who they were and what they were up to. The idea was to plant operatives in every kind of activity we had overseas, government, volunteer, religious, every kind. USAID was quickly nicknamed the CIA's little sister. Oh, and here is John Bolton holding a trophy given to him by USAID in the shape of a hand grenade. Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. So let's talk about Shoe0nHead, shall we? Sit down. I love this
CIA
story.
motto.
Taken directly from Wikipedia, Shoe0nHead was an online social networking and microblogging.
What a Shoe0nHead. Shoe0nHead. Oh my God. Shoe0nHead was an online social networking and microblogging service created by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and marketed
Service
to
created by the
Cuban
United States
users.
Agency for
Yay!
International Development, aka USAID, and marketed to Cuban users. It was covertly developed as a long-term strategy to encourage Cuban youths to revolt against the nation's government. The developers aimed to use non-controversial content, such as sports and music, to build up subscribers and then to slowly introduce political messages through social bots to encourage dissent in an astroturfing initiative. So basically, USAID created a fake-ass
my
social media
God.
platform in Cuba with our tax dollars, flooded it with bot content about like sports and music and whatever, just to make it seem normal, then slowly started to manipulate the users and create political division on the app between Cuban citizens in order to create political chaos in this country and a potential uprising. So yeah, how dare we take money away from those starving undercover
But okay, what? Okay. But why was they want to make a uprising in Cuba when it's already a dictatorship? I mean, is that Cuba became a long time ago? I think 70 years ago. That sweet that sweet wet dream. I mean, this is all they want for the entire world, and it's there already. So why they wanna ruin that there now? Why? Why was that they ruin that now there? I mean, isn't that what they want for the entire world? To have dictatorships in everywhere, huh? Or it's not, or it's because it's not their dictatorship going on there, huh? I don't know. Whatever it is. They would just switch hands and... I mean... We know that there were way better ways to fix this problem there, but yeah, I'm
agents.
not gonna
To make
go
things
into
even
that.
more sus,
Let's
the
keep
money
going.
we spent on Shoe0nHead was publicly documented as an unnamed project in Pakistan. Yes, this fake-ass social media psyop they created in Cuba was documented by our government as being a project in Pakistan.
Why? Oh my
now,
God,
think of all the other
why?
weird shit USAID was supposedly funding. Those sex changes in Guatemala. Were they really sex changes in Guatemala? Or were they some covert psyop being done somewhere else in the world? I guess we'll never know now. Using social media to divide the masses and create political division.
We'll never know. We'll never know. A reality, and it's not for only USA. I mean, we never know exactly in what they use our money. That's why taxes sucks. Why don't we? It isn't better for us not to pay taxes and we directly invest the money in what we believe it's right, huh? I mean, oh my God, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. I mean, I will not go into this. I should not go into this. I don't want to end up arrested or in jail. I don't want to. I will
You
stop
don't
saying
think.
this.
No.
Let's
no.
keep going.
They wouldn't do that. I mean, it's kind of weird they asked the former founder of Twitter to help with this project, but no. They would only do social media psyops in other countries, right?
I want my bright meteor
In March 2024,
now.
a document was exposed that revealed USAID was running covert psyops all around the internet in order to combat populist misinformation about the government on Twitch, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, and 4chan. Although its internal justification was halting the flow of mis- and disinformation, it seemed particularly concerned with malinformation, a concept it defines as speech that is factually correct but misleading, i.e., bothersome truths the US government would prefer the public does not know. USAID suggests directing the public toward mainstream corporate sources of information and psychologically inoculating them against inconvenient facts that challenge US power by pre-bunking information before people see it. Pre-bunking includes discredited
Which we already know they failed. They failed. We still can see clearly, crystal clear, that the majority of people do not give into mainstream media. Huh? Oh my god. People are stupid, but not that much. So it was a complete waste of, of course they probably had success. My country is one of these, where this USAID money had a lot of success here. A lot. They influenced the entire...
brand, the credibility and reputation of those making false allegations. In other words, a state-directed attack against alternative media and critics of the US government. So basically, USAID was funding a bunch of dorks to go all around social media and be like, source? Every time someone criticizes the government. This is somehow more pathetic than when I used to use an alt account to defend myself on BreadTube subreddits. That is basically what our government was doing. Also, I like how this implies the people you called a Fed online might have actually been a Fed. There is a chance that you may have fought with a federal agent, a USAID federal agent on Twitter or 4chan. This also implies that streamers and social media influencers may have been funded by USAID. But who? Who among us? Who would be willing to unquestionably, enthusiastically suck establishment cock that hard?
For all the bad stuff America does around the world, USAID was just an organization that did a lot of nice things. Like it put a lot of money into efforts to help people in a variety of ways, like both materially and culturally. It's just like a nice way for the United States to have a positive presence around the world.
For the record, I do not actually believe Destiny is being funded by USAID. I just thought that transition was funny. I fucking love that quote though. USAID was just a nice organization that did a lot of nice things, like culturally help people around the world. Culturally help people? Why are we in the business of cultural imperialism?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess they don't want to just... I think I've said before many times that all cultures in the world are being destroyed in the changing for a new, a new world view that, you guys already know that stuff. They want us to be all the same, the entire world, and actually having nothing. Not even a culture to call, not even a culture of us to call our culture. I'm sorry. My god, what's happening with my brains today? Actually, this is my 4th video that I'm recording today. I'm so tired, and it didn't had lunch yet. But yeah, that's not excuse. That is not excuse, Mizuki. You have to use your brains. You have to make your utmost effort to use your true brain cells. Okay, I'll try my best. I'm sorry, my audience.
Why do we have to culturally enrich Latin America or the
you guys.
Balkans? So not only are we the world police, but we are now the world HR department? No thank you. Why are we spending billions of dollars doing f***ass shit in other countries while ours crumbles? I don't care about teaching gender studies to Ugandans. The pothole in front of my house hasn't been filled in 3 years. These are my taxes, and I believe my taxes should go to help people in my country. I don't think that's controversial to say. And I know many conservatives agree with me. I'll always hear
Yeah, and I know I need your US dollars being so strong now because I'm receiving US dollars. So yeah. I appreciate if you
Them
guys
say,
fix
we
your
can't be spending money
economy,
in Ukraine.
please.
We have to take care of our own. And then they just don't take care of their own because that's socialism or communism or something. Listen, do you actually want to take care of your own? Do you actually want your taxes to go towards helping the poor and sick and families in this country? Are you actually America first, or are you corpos and foreign countries first? I'm more than happy to work with you on good things to fix this country. But I don't think the
Actually, Shoe, they are what my minority
GOP
think is
is.
the best.
You don't want
first.
able-bodied workers on a program that is intended, for example, for single mothers with 2 small children who's just trying to make it. That's what Medicaid is for, not for 29-year-old males sitting
Oh no, oh no, no, no. Oh my god, oh no.
on their couches
No.
playing video games. We're going to find those guys and we're going to send them back to work.
First of all, Medicaid
No,
is for
no
anyone
way.
who needs it. Period.
Oh yeah,
And second of all,
yeah. Blame
29-year-old
man
guys.
playing
You
video
mean you're
games, yeah. It was very specific age. 29? It was so specific. Who is he talking about?
voter
His
base?
son?
You mean the very demographic that is
I don't
shifting the
know.
entire country in your direction? Those guys? Yeah, we're just wasting so much money helping young men. Those greedy gamers just gobbling up all the tax money. Not massive tax cuts to corporations and the rich. Not all the money to the bloated military-industrial complex. No. Gamers. Young men who can't find a job, can't afford a house, can't afford college. Young men who can't build a family because of the society you created. Those guys, they need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and pay for their own Medicare. This care isn't for them, it's for women. What? Great to know both sides of the establishment fucking hate young men. Anyway, sorry, I popped off. Let's get back on topic. Now, USAID did do some good things. I won't deny that. But even some of the good things USAID did were nothing but a bunch of fronts. Using Cuba as an example again, because these are some of the only ones that have been exposed so far, there was a USAID program called the Travelers Project that was said to be an HIV prevention workshop. But yet again, it was nothing but another covert regime change psyop. This was exposed in 2014 by the Associated Press. Young Venezuelans and Peruvians were
There is no way, in my opinion, there is no way to change Cuba from inside out anymore. There is no way. They are 70 years already like that. Do you think they didn't try it many times, huh? There is no way. They are isolated. They don't have weapons. They have anything. How can they change everything from inside out? Even if you put money in there for this insurrection, or I don't know what they were planning. How do you expect that people do something about it? They can't. They just can't. They tried many times. They can't. Okay? Cuba is lost. If there is no external help, actually directly help, and I'm not saying like something behind the doors. No, it needs to be something clear. Okay, some I don't know. And they need external help to, as my country will. It's my country is in exactly the same situation. I don't believe we can change my country anymore. We are too far away from that. Damn, they even changed my country. My culture football team shirt color to red instead of yellow and green. What hope do we have? They changed the fucking shirt of our country's football team. I don't know. I think we're lost here as Cuba and Venezuela are. And we don't expect any changes. I mean, I don't expect anything to change anymore from inside out. If there are not external help or anything like that, we cannot see any hopes for change here. Things are only getting worse day by day here. Oh my God, why I always make this about my country? But yeah, I cannot not relate the situation when I see Shoe talking about Cuba, because I'm actually in a very similar situation. I mean, we are not so worse yet in terms of economics, because our situation is very recently compared to Cuba that has been like that for several years, but everything already, the machine here already is already, the machine here is already finished. It's already ready to work as a dictatorship is what I see. There is no way that we can do something about it from inside out. I need to
deployed
stop
by
saying things
USAID
about my
to Cuba's
country.
college
Oh my God.
campuses for $5.41 an hour. Really, USAID? Billions of dollars force feminizing mice, and you can't even pay your spies a living wage? Sad.
If I disappear, guys, if I disappear, I better state this clear. If I disappear from my channel and you guys don't see me anymore, you can have 100% sure then or I'm dead or I'm on jail.
Anyway, they were
okay?
used to recruit college
That's it.
students into political organizations with the goal of turning them against their government. The goal of, once again, creating political division. In the exposed memos about this, USAID called their HIV workshop the, quote, perfect excuse. Right. But we're totally funding DEI in Vietnam for pure humanitarian reasons, I'm sure. This was done so sloppily that even our boy John Bolton came out and disavowed it, but not without saying he thought it was a good idea in principle. Yes, it's a great idea to create taxpayer-funded secret psyops all over the world in order to f*** with other countries' politics. Just don't recruit teenagers to do it next time, okay? What? I honestly just think it's kind of funny we were funding anti-socialist agendas all around the world and disguising it as social progressivism. Don't think too hard about that one. Now, Cuba wasn't the only place USAID was culturally helping. On January 12th, 2010,
We don't
a
need to.
7.0 magnitude earthquake
at
struck
least I
Haiti,
don't.
killing 220,000 people, injuring another 300,000, and leaving 1.5 million more homeless. In the wake of the catastrophe, the United States provided $1.6 billion in reconstruction funding to Haiti.
Oh my God. Oh my God, my country does the same here. It's always using AT as an excuse to send troops and etc. But it's actually just spending money and not having actual results. But because, I mean, everyone sends money to Haiti and nothing changed there. This is impossible. Look at this, 1.5 million. No, I'm sorry, 1.6 billion reconstruction. 1.6 billion reconstruction. How Haiti is already in the same situation that it always is? Why? How? My country also sent troops to there very often. I mean, and I don't know if very often is the word, but it's always sent troops. I know that troops does what they can because we see some news about it. They actually help there, but the money, actually, we cannot say the same about the money. We cannot say the same about... I don't know what they are doing with this money, but the money doesn't reach there. Also, the ONGs that get money saying that will help people in countries like this, they never receive the money too. This is... Oh my God, this is so evil. This is so evil. The situation, they are used to take money out of the taxpayer money and being sent into whatever it is that I don't know what, but not to help the people actually.
651 million of which went to
this is
USAID.
disgusting.
Rather than employing Haitian construction companies, USAID contracted out the rebuilding projects to international firms. For instance, Minnesota-based construction firm Thor was awarded $18 million in contracts, and Mexico-based firm Cemex received over $7 million. But by far the largest recipient of USAID funding in Haiti was Washington, D.C. based contractor Chemonics International, who received over $200 million to carry out a total of 141 projects. In fact, USAID awarded more money to Chemonics than to the entire Haitian government in the wake of the earthquake. An audit conducted on Chemonics revealed that the company had a tendency to not finish jobs, evaluated its own project on arbitrary criteria not having to do anything with the project, and failed to set timelines, causing some projects to fall behind schedule. In one case, Chemonics was contracted to build Haiti's new parliament building, but what they constructed came out half-finished and unusable. The company only built the framework of the building, not even erecting interior walls to divide office spaces, nor did they bother to furnish the building. Left with this, the Haitian government was forced to draw $775,000 from its public treasury to complete the project. Despite these disastrous results, Chemonics to this day remains USAID's top contractor. The construction company was awarded $506.4 million in contracts in 2021 alone. In a leaked email exposed by WikiLeaks, they described this tragedy as a gold rush, ensuring that it would be great for international companies. Seems like the only thing they are culturally helping is their own wallets, am I right? And you know how you always hear about how poor people are in Venezuela and how the politicians are so rich and live in luxury? Yeah, part of that has to do with USAID. Billions of dollars of aid we sent to Venezuela just lined the pockets of US-backed politicians there.
Don't tell
Only
me
2% of the aid we sent to Venezuela actually went to help Venezuelans. So at this point, the whole world was basically sick of USAID's bullshit. In 2013, Bolivian President Evo Morales expelled USAID officials from his country on the grounds that the agency had conspired against his government by allegedly manipulating social movements in the country. He also charged that a previous USAID program that sought to help cocoa farms switch to new crops was politically motivated. Russia expelled the agency in 2012 for similar reasons. Its foreign ministry argued in a statement that USAID attempts to influence political processes through its grants. And in February, Kenyan Cabinet Secretary Francis Kimimya claimed that his government had evidence that USAID had hired activists to organize anti-government protests in Nairobi in an effort to topple the government. Oh, and if you're wondering why so many news outlets and journalists were freaking out over the potential shutting down of USAID, yeah, it's probably because it's where their paychecks were coming from. Yeah, apparently USAID was funding about 6,200 journalists and 707 news outlets all across the world. Not even just America. For example, the editor-in-chief of a Ukrainian news outlet wrote that destroying USAID was a greater threat to Ukrainian journalism than the Russian invasion. What? There were independent outlets shutting down everywhere, including Russia after the USAID freeze. So we were apparently funding media in both Ukraine and Russia.
I'm playing both sides so that I always come out on top.
Serbia,
Don't tell
Moldova,
me.
all
Don't
across
tell
Latin
me.
America, independent outlets shutting down everywhere. All because the little sister of the CIA can't pay no mo. So I have a question. Why the f*** were we funding media in all these other countries? Well, the CEO for the Center of Investigative Reporting, a USAID-supported Bosnian media organization, said it best. Quote, "If you are funded by the US government, there are certain topics that you would simply not go after, because the US government has its interests that are above all else." Oh, I guess that answers my question. USAID is also ridden with other scandals, such as covering up a child sex abuse ring in Kenya, kidnapping and torturing people in Uruguay, forced sterilizing 300,000 Peruvian women, and the famous one you all know, funding drug production in Afghanistan. Oopsie poopsies, we did little fucky wuckies. Now think about all the other shit that hasn't been exposed. These aren't mistakes, these aren't flukes, these
what
aren't
the
little
heck
fucky wuckies. This is what this program was set out to do. This is why it was created. We were quite literally funding Globo Homo as a sneaky way to do regime change and American intervention. Or do you think we're spending $1 million in Nepal to promote atheism because Hinduism is such a threat? You're cute. The United States won't sleep until there's an ugly progress flag hanging on a Starbucks on every corner of every street all over the world from Latin America to the Middle East. Ah yes, the greatest American exports, butt, sex, and war. There are a shit ton of old left-wing articles you can find online spanning back to like 2010, even earlier, about how evil USAID is. Now suddenly liberals are acting like it's another fucking beacon of democracy that we have to cry and piss and shit about just because it's Trump getting rid of it. Frankly, I don't care. If they start dismantling things that I do care about, things that do actually help the American people, then I will care. Expose where the trillions of dollars we spent on the Iraq war went next, please. Or, you know, actually release the Epstein files. Do I think Doge cut USAID because they're our great comrade in arms, cutting off the tentacles of American imperialism? No. Trump probably just cut it because he thought it was a woke gay waste of money, and it was. But as far as I'm concerned, every article written about how bad dismantling it was written by John Bolton himself. Like the president of Colombia said, "Take your money with you. It's poison." All the sources I used in this video and all the information I got for this video will be in links down below.
Wow.
Feel free to do your own research as always. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing. A lot of you aren't subscribed apparently. You just watch and f*** off. I will find you. Also, this video is most likely going to be demonetized, so if you can and if you want to, please donate to me on Patreon.
I am subscribed.
Link down
I am
below. It helps the
subscribed.
channel so much, and I appreciate it.
Don't do that
and
to
I will
me.
see you next time with a less serious, more fun video.
But before I go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank you all my patrons that support my work here on YouTube, and especially my Three-Tailed Fox Tier members Heath Rowell and Fenny Sylvy for the incredible support to my work. You guys are amazing. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon, link is in the description below. Well, that's it. I actually said more than I should say. I hope I don't get in problems with that. Because I don't live in a free country, as many of you know. Thank you for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my links below, Patreon, Discord, Sava link. If you don't like Patreon for some reason, consider becoming a YouTube member. That helps a lot, more than you can imagine. And I see you guys in the next one. Bye!